So, do you like girls or like what do you do in your free time?
I clean, man. I love to clean.
What about like something more private?
Oh me, oh my.
Robert?
What do you mean by that?
You know what he means, Robert. 2 screws and some adjustments, and your new name is Felicia. With the big old booty. Have it looking like this.
Hey, Robert, relax.
We're gonna turn Robert into Roberta.
Like something more...
Where is your mouth, Roberta? I'm tired of using my sock, neighbor's mom, and the dog. It's time to get futuristic. It's finally happening. We actually got to the point in society where people are actually buying futuristic looking robots that are humanoid. Now, albeit they suck at what they do. But baby steps, baby steps. Today we have Robert, but in the future we have the Gluck Gluck 9000 with the 25-cent slot machine. And then, even later, we'll have cat girls with no gag reflex. We actually may get big booty cat girls before GTA 6. We actually may get sexy humanoid machine girls, aka just sexy robots, before One Piece ends. Men have prayed for times like this, and one of those men was me. What? Stop being nasty, I can hear you. Who is this? Who do you think? Jesus? No, stupid. Oh. The time has come! We must now talk about the robot waifus. Oh yeah, but first, since we already did androids and AI waifus, I feel I must explain the difference between the three. Now, it's not a big difference, but they're different things for a reason. For instance, the AI waifu is just artificial intelligence without a robot body, or really any type of physical body. Now, androids in particular are robots, but not all robots are androids. There's a minor difference, and that's the looks. Robots are machines capable of carrying out complex actions automatically, and they don't look human-like at all in appearance. And there are also humanoid robots that have a physical shape resembling a human, like a torso, head, and arms, but usually lacking other qualities like skin, and you can still easily tell that they're a robot. Now, androids are on a whole different level. Yeah, giggity. And again, androids technically are robots, but they are a specific humanoid robot that is designed to resemble humans as closely as possible. An android often has artificial skin, hair, and facial expressions to mimic humans in appearance and mannerisms. So if one was near you, you probably couldn't tell it was an android up close, or without it revealing itself. So for example, Shingi from Zenless Zone Zero can be considered an android, but in universe she's called an intelligent construct. And also obviously, 2B from Nier Automata can be considered an android, because she's a machine who basically is identical to a human woman. Now, a good example of a robot who's not humanoid would be this.
Oh, what a stud! I can't get enough. Jocks, let me tie you to the bed, baby. No need to fight back, sugar. You're gonna love this.
Don't let her bind your arms.
Can't you see I'm trying? Open to suggestions!
Bring me to her sensor manipulator, quick!
How titillating! Rebellious dominant men really turn me on.
Yeah, so it was the AI repair cabinet called Nora from the game Atomic Heart, and she a freak with tentacles for some reason. Now this game also has a lot of good examples of a humanoid robot, and one of the main and most famous ones would be these two, the twins.
Oh my god!
So now it's time to ask the big questions. Would it be wise to marry an average or humanoid robot? Now some people would immediately say yes, but what would Jesus say? Honestly, he'll probably just give you the side eye. But what about mom or grandmama? What about your family lineage? You can't reproduce with a robot. At least, not yet. Yeah. And what if she gets tired of being a little toilet seat and turns? And what if you get tired of playing with her? Do you just buy another one? Even if the poon poon is good, you may come to realize one day that she is not a human, she is a machine. An empty soulless vessel that only needs 2 different wires crossed for her to jump on another guy's lap. Don't forget, buying a machine waifu isn't love, it's business. And it's very doubtful that the company is gonna make any of them perfect. They're more likely to have them break down every couple of years like a car, which in turn would benefit the companies more, making them more money. And we talked about this with android waifus too, but don't think if robot waifus were to exist today that you wouldn't be paying a subscription for one, and likely a monthly subscription. And like I've already said, robot waifus don't have to look humanoid. They can, but they don't have to. And more than likely, if any humanoid ones were made that look anything like the ones you see in Atomic Heart, you know for a fact that they will cost millions of dollars. Meaning that the lower class, aka a lot of people in the world, ain't gonna be able to afford one. And I mean seriously, could any of you even afford this machine right here? This machine is called the Neo Humanoid Robot, and this site right here says it best. You're gonna have to pay a pretty penny to afford one. That being $20,000 outright, with a $200 deposit upon pre-order. And if you can't spare 20 grand, instead you can pay $499 per month to lease the robot for a minimum of 6 months, returning it once the subscription expires. You would be paying all that money for a mechanical baby. Now let's use common sense real quick. How much you think a mechanical waifu that looks like this would cost you? The answer is too damn much. Way too damn much. Luckily for me, I have Nike's debit card. But for you, viewer, tragic. Tragic! Anyways, let's talk about the robot waifus I have on my list to see if they are wise to marry. And smash! Alright, the first two we gotta talk about are the twins from Atomic Heart. And for those who don't know, Atomic Heart is a game that features these two twins. And yes, they do serve at first as the antagonist and the bodyguards and assistants of another antagonist. Plus, you actually get a chance to get stepped on by these two in the game. You best believe many people play this game with one hand only. Anyways, the twins are named Left and Right, with the one with the jacket being named Left. And they were created as a result of failed efforts to save the wife of the main character, Katya, after a failed accident. Now, it was explained in the game that the secondary antagonist, Dimitri, was unable to save Katya's consciousness due to implications affecting her cerebral hemispheres. However, the antagonist, Dimitri, realized that Katya's valuable knowledge and skills could still be saved. And so, due to his, I guess you can say, experimentations, he separated the left and right hemispheres of her brain and implanted them into the twins, thus creating the two baddest bitches in the game. Now, for both of the twins, a pro is that beneath their highly elastic exoskeletons lies a substance called neuropolymer, and this substance was also created by the antagonist Dimitri. And it's a pro because this substance allows the twins to be extremely flexible and durable, and this substance can also store human memory. But more or less, Katya, the person these memories came from, is in fact dead. Now, a lot of powers can be pros and cons depending on who you are. For example, they have tentacle-like apparatuses that extend from their fingertips, which can be used to slice through the air and attack from medium range. And the twin with a jacket named Left can transform her body into a spider-like form by inverting her stance to that of a four-legged creature. The twin with no jacket named Right has telekinesis and can kind of use that during combat to fly. And they both have retractable high heels that can be used to impale the target. And basically, it looks like this.
Yes!
So yeah, it appears if they do that to you, you will die. My type of woman.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me.
Look, all I'm saying is if they're gonna kill you anyway because they're evil, then for the love of everything, let it be this way, please. And before I get distracted, they have one more very, very, very big pro. Both twins can modify their bodies for other purposes, such as doing the nasty. Oh yes, and this is official. This was apparently said in the games. And they can dance too. Plus the flexible, bruh. If I have to go out, I'm going out happy. Moving on, next one up is Mina from the anime My Wife Has No Emotion. And you can find this anime on Crunchyroll. Anyways, Mina, like the title said, is, well, emotionless. Or at least at first it appears to be that way. Now, she is a robot who is bought by the main character who isn't really important, at least not to me. But what is important is that they're technically husband and wife, and not in a forced way either. It seems that Mina does like being the main character's wife. Now, despite her plain looks, Mina does have plenty of pros. However, I think her cons kind of outshine her pros just by smidge. Now, one reason I say this is because when she talks, she doesn't move her mouth at all. In fact, I don't think she has the ability to move her mouth at all. Plus, her main functions seem to be housekeeping and domestic service. And you know, that's just cleaning for the main character. Which is a pro. I love me a woman that can cook and does traditional things like clean. But upon looking further into the anime, you realize she's not the best model out there. In other words, in their world, there are better Minas that can do better. And specifically in the series, there's a Mina called Super Mina, who is damn near everything she is and more. Now, the main character Mina does have the ability to learn and adapt. And she usually learns and adapts by connecting to the internet and finding answers online. But Super Mina can likely do the same thing with zero limitations. Now, one of the limitations that normal Mina has that bothers me is the fact that this chick runs on a battery and solar energy. In other words, viewer, she has to literally recharge. What kind of futuristic robot do you have to recharge? Cell will be disgusted with this creature. And I read specifically that she can stay operational for approximately 30 minutes without charging. And if it's cloudy or if it's raining outside and she's not near her little charging port, this girl will literally shut down, or more or less, she'll go into power save mode and stop moving. Now say what you want, this is pretty inconvenient for someone who's supposed to be your wife. And can you imagine if you two were doing the nasty, and all of a sudden she just shuts down like dang mama, can you still move them hips in power save mode or not? I'm trying to get my money's worth. And speaking of doing the nasty, the anime never covers that topic. Even though these two are supposed to be husband and wife. Come on now. What did they expect the husband and his robot wife to do all day? Sit down and hold hands? You're gonna have to at least be able to download the entirety of Rule 34 and everything else on the internet that's dark if I ain't getting no cheeks. You know what? If I live in this universe, I know how I would solve this issue. I'm just gonna buy a harem of super duper meaners, caked up edition, and I'm going to work. And I'll add on the feature of being able to play Bloodborne 2 while balancing my PS5 on those cheeks. I don't even wait for a woman to call me back. You think I'm gonna wait for one to charge? Hell no. Alright, my next one and last one for this video is Platinum from the DC Universe. Specifically, the Platinum from New Earth. She's a female robot associated with the team Meldmen, and you may remember her from shows like Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Best seat in the house, Batman.
Hey, yo, what the?
I don't know about y'all, but I'm sitting down in that seat. I am not Knight, I don't give a Anyways, Platinum specifically is a liquid metal robot made of platinum with almost limitless shape-shifting abilities. And her and the other Meldmen were designed by Dr. Wilhelm Magnus. And he's basically their father, but for some reason, Platinum is infatuated with this man. Now why? Don't know, maybe she's a flirt. Her personality is described as fiery and tempestuous. And tempestuous means strong and turbulent with conflicting emotions. So low-key, she's kind of a difficult person to deal with. Plus, she a freak, and a nasty freak. For one, her liking Dr. Wilhelm Magnus is like one of the Powerpuff Girls getting older and falling in love with Professor Utonium. That is weird on so many levels. Plus, her turning into a chair and waiting for Batman to sit down is low-key harassment. And I just have to add, one of her other personality traits is jealousy. And she usually gets jealous of Dr. Magnus when he has a date with another woman, and she actively tries to split them up and get his attention back on her. This is the worst type of woman personality-wise. Like, she low-key gave me stalker vibes, and I hate that. Plus, add on the fact that she can shapeshift and stretch her body to great lengths. Plus, add superhuman durability, and you got a scary-ass robot killer wolf bitch. And her last con is that she's 2 times heavier than gold. Now, the standard gold bar is 28 pounds, or at least around that weight. And since Platinum can shapeshift, I assume that her weight and height is constantly changing, at least while she's activating her powers, so weight can vary. But her standard weight is pretty heavy. Now, a pro is she's pretty freaking hot. She is a good person and she's a hero. But I can't say for sure if she's able to do the nasty. She is still a robot, and I've read nothing that says she's able to get down like that. But then again, she is able to shapeshift, so maybe she could create one down there, if you know what I mean. Come on, use your imagination, it's a comic book. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I gotta get going. For some reason, my Gunnar sense is tingling. You guys tell me in the comments which waifu y'all want me to talk about for part 2, and you guys have a good day. Peace!
Wanted you on another cast.